Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is It's the Journey. I am Jared and you are about to hit that like and subscribe button. Wow, it's been a minute, huh? I think the last time we met was August 2022. I was in the midst of training for the Walt Disney World Dopey Challenge for 2023, and let's just say the wheels kind of fell off of that training cycle. We still did the Dopey 2023, but unfortunately life got in the way and we just did not commit to the training like we should have or we needed to, but we got through it. I'm gonna say we did about the bare minimum of what was required to finish. But since then, we've kept up with the RunDisney. We did Dopey 2023. We did Castaway Cay 5K. That was in July of 2023. And then this past January 2024, we did the return of the Disneyland races with the Dumbo Double Dare. We're gonna talk about those things. We're gonna talk about what lies ahead, and we're just going to talk about some random stuff because that's what we do here on It's the Journey. So what brings us out here on this lovely night? Today is May 29th, 2024, and we are training for our 7th Dopey Challenge. Not only that, but we are also training for the 2023 Wine and Dine 2-course challenge. That's in November this year. So we're out training. We've got to get the miles in. We've got to get back into shape, honestly, is what we have to do. So please join us and have a good time. Hey everybody. Had to turn around. It's been a while. So I realized that I forgot to tell you how far I was going today. We're sticking to 4 miles today, just because I'm out of training, slightly out of shape, more than just slightly out of shape. So recapping our trips in the past year plus, almost 2 years, I realized that I left it a little bit ambiguous, saying that, you know, the wheels kind of fell off the training wheels. I know it wasn't intentional. It happens sometimes. Implies that it was, you know, bad. Something bad happened in life, right? Life finds a way. No, not at all. It was just things got crazy with work. Have remained crazy ever since. Time to dedicate to training kind of fell to the wayside. But, you know, like I said, we still went out there and did the bare minimum of what we needed to do to finish. But we did take some pretty spectacular and, dare I say, epic trips in 2023. Starting off in January with Dopey, Walt Disney World Dopey. We left January 1st and stayed all the way through the following week after Dopey until Tuesday. So rough and tumble, maybe 9 or 10 days, something like that. All that Grand Destino Tower. Chef's kiss, love that place. Top resort, most favorite, all time, without a doubt. And then in May, end of April, beginning of May of 2023 last year, we took a cruise on the Disney Wish. So within the inaugural season, we cruised on the Wish. Now, interesting tidbit about this is this was the first cruise, not our first cruise, but the first cruise that we have been on since we got married, and then since our first anniversary in the years 2000 and 2001, respectively. So there was a 22-year hiatus between cruising for us. All of the cruises that we have done have been Disney cruises, but for some reason, we decided to take a 22-year break. Not planned, just kind of worked out that way. So when the Wish came out, I said to myself, wouldn't it be cool to go back on a Disney cruise on their newest ship? And the answer to that question was yes, it was. We did a 3-night cruise in May, celebrate our anniversary, which is May 13th, by the way, in case you were wondering. Want to send me a card? And it was 3 nights. We sailed with our good friends Mark and Emily Ammerman from New Jersey. And if you recall from years ago, I've mentioned Emily before. Actually, when we went to her wedding a couple of Octobers ago. So we did that. And then while we were anticipating this cruise, leading up to this cruise, again said to myself, a 3-night cruise is just not enough. So we signed up for a 4-night cruise in July, over July 4th, over Independence Day. And this was the Be Our Guest podcast cruise, which I am a member of the Be Our Guest podcast Lizard running team. No cost of entry. They let anybody in, really. So we went on that. Had the most fun. Had the best time with our friends, the Gardeners. So Scott, Elizabeth, their daughter Emily. We made some new friends, the Binnings, which were Jody and Tim. They're from Cincinnati, Ohio. The Gardeners from Lansing, Michigan, East Lansing. And just had a great 4 nights on that ship. Again, now, you're saying Disney Wish. I might have heard, a lot of bad news or a lot of bad impressions of the Wish. Is the Wish my favorite? No, it is not. But is it a bad ship? Again, no, it is not. It is an outstanding ship. It is a gorgeous ship. The restaurants may not be for me, and the adult areas may be plentiful but small. But it's a Disney cruise. It's a gorgeous ship. It's a wonderful time. So we did that in July, and then to kind of keep the party going in over Labor Day, so end of September, early August, I guess it was. We got back together with the Gardeners and the Binnings, this time over where the Binnings live in Cincinnati. Had a nice long weekend there. Had some fun with them. And in October, for our youngest's birthday, we went back to Walt Disney World, not to run this time, but just to have a nice family vacation and give him a nice little, what was that? 18th birthday present. Yeah, he turned 18 last year. Spoiler alert, he graduated this year. So he just graduated. He's still 18. And then that closes out 2023. Fast forward to January 2024, we went out to Disneyland, California, and we ran the Dumbo Double Dare out there. It was the return of Disneyland races after 7 years of not running any out there, so we felt like we had to do it. And I know I'm breezing past all of this stuff, and as we have more time together throughout this training season, I might dig in a little deeper for each of those trips. So here we are at what are we at? We are at January of 2024. Next up on the vacation agenda was end of April, beginning of May. Another Disney cruise. This was our 5th Disney cruise, so that makes us Gold Castaway Key members. This time it was a 7-night cruise on the Disney Fantasy, another first for us, the Disney Fantasy, because if you follow, if you're a fan, you'll know that in between the years that we didn't sail, they released these new ships. And I didn't say we went on any of those ships until now. So we've been on all of the current, as of this recording, Disney ships with the exception of one, and that's the Disney Dream. We'll make it there someday, but with the Disney Treasure coming out, there's always, I won't say always, there's the potential of there being a gap. And we're all caught up. That was our travels from all the way back in August 2022 when we last spoke to each other up until now. I'm kind of leaving one out because it really wasn't a travel for us. We did a staycation this past weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend 2024. And we're bringing back our friends, the Gardeners. They came and visited us in Edwardsville, Illinois, a town close to where we live. We had a nice little staycation, visited with them, took them around to see the sights and eat some dynamite food. And all in all, just have a nice, relaxing time with friends. So we're kind of caught up. This was like the speed dating version of getting caught up on what we've been doing in the past year and a half plus, I think. Something like that. But I need to finish this run. Like I said, we're doing 4 miles tonight, and just trying to get some sort of running base, some sort of aerobic fitness built back up, because not gonna lie, it's kind of a struggle right now. So we'll see you in a bit, and we'll recap the evening. Talk to you in a little while. And we're done. Well, almost. Still have 5 tents. But got a little bit of catching up to do, remember? So we look back on what our travels were. Now it's time to look forward. So what's up next for us? Well, right now, the next thing on the books, and who's to say something won't pop up between now and then, is the Wine and Dine 2024 2-course challenge, as I mentioned previously. So that'll be another 7 nights? Yeah, I think 7 nights at Disney World. This time staying at the All-Stars, staying in a little bank. We're going to run all 3 races, the 5K, 10K, and the half. After that, we have January 2024 for Dopey number 7. So this will be our 7th time doing Dopey. And we will be there, again, I think 7 nights. That's how I think. Remember that, I'm thinking when I do that. And then after that, not a running trip, but an anniversary trip. Next year is our 25th anniversary. And for that, we're doing something a little bit special. We are flying to Vancouver. We are boarding the very first Disney ship that we ever sailed on back when we got married. Our honeymoon was on the Disney Wonder, but this time we're taking her on a 7-night voyage up to Alaska. And that is our travel plans for the rest of this year and the beginning of next year. And this is the end of tonight's run. And we are back. We made it to the weekend. It's actually Sunday, June 2nd. It's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Love ya. And we're back at it, right? So kind of the purpose of my channel is accountability. And not so much accountability for you, but if you want to use it for that, that's fine. Go ahead, take it. I'm honored. You honor me. But more so accountability for myself. So if I don't come out here and run, I have no content. So we're out here again. This is run number 2 so far of this training season. And no, I'm not going to keep track of every single run I do. It's just easy when the numbers are in the single digits. But we're gonna go out probably 4 miles today. Like I said earlier, I don't really have a plan. At this point, I'm just getting a running base and a foundation of aerobic endurance built back up. So probably 4. I had earlier in the day some ambitions of maybe doing 6. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you never know. So where did we leave off? I was talking about the trips that we've made since you and I last spoke. And the first up on the list was Dopey 2023. So we arrived January 1st, 2023. Now how this happened was we had like the very first flight out of the day, January 1st. So probably in the 5:45, 6 a.m., time span, something like that, which meant we had to leave the house about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Not really knowing what holiday travel would be like, on the 1st. We didn't think it would be too busy. We were right. But I'm telling you that to tell you this. Stacy, my wife, my better half, love of my life, notorious procrastinator, especially when it comes to packing for trips. And I'm not going to say she's the only guilty party here. I myself too was guilty of it. Usually what we do is leave of the last flight out the night before our vacation is to begin. This time we were leaving, day of. And I was packed. I was ready to go. All my stuff was set aside, was, not quite put in luggage because I need her stuff, right, to get that. But she had none of her stuff and still had to complete one of our costumes. I say our costumes because that was me too. I'm the guilty party there too. Both of us needed to finish making our costumes. So we're up, I think about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It was, it's New Year's Eve. You think we're gonna go out and party? No. We're gonna stay home and make our costumes and finish packing for our trip. I'm gonna start my watch here just a minute because I'm at the head of the trail. Okay. So run has started, and I'm not running. Not yet anyway. So I think about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I finish up making my costume, right? We just had to put some finishing touches on it, had to do a little bit of sewing, a little tailor work, a little seamstress action going on there. So I had to finish it up. I finished around 10:30, 11, like I said. Now, mind you, again, remember, we had to leave about, I think, 3:30 to get to the airport by like 5:30, 6 o'clock, or for that flight rather. So 10:30, 11 o'clock, Stacy says, I think I'm gonna get in the shower. I said, you need to finish your costume. Get a little snippy, get a little short-tempered. So she finishes, she gets done. She was spending all of this previous time while I was making my costume, getting her regular clothes and other stuff packed for the trip. And she still has her costume to make. She thinks she's gonna get in the shower and get ready. I think there's higher things up on that priority list because we don't have a sewing machine in Florida. So anywho, long story longer, we finally get finished. We finally get everything all, squared away, packed up, ready to go. And it's time to go to bed for the evening. Nope. We got no sleep that night. Got straight in the car, went straight to the airport, and started off our trip that way. So not the way you want to start a trip, but that's my wife, and that's the life we've chosen. Can't change it now, and it's all good. We still love each other, mostly. Turn around around, I split the difference for you. I didn't go 4, I didn't go 6, I'm going 5. So I'm 2.5 miles out, heading back the other way. We're at about, just shy of 30 minutes. So, you know, we're just picking it back up. Earlier, I was talking, you probably heard me mention costumes. We were making costumes, so if you don't know us, this is your first time here, welcome. Subscribe, like, ding, 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 all the YouTube-y things. Thanks, I appreciate it. So we run specifically Disney races in costumes. Now, when we did the Dopey 2023, that's 4 races, that's 4 costumes. And if you remember from earlier, I made a little mention that, you know, life got kind of hectic the past few years, and time was short. So we did rewear, which we don't like to do, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We re-wore 3 costumes and made 1 new costume. So for the 5K for Dopey, we did the little green men, the aliens from Toy Story. Then we did, for the 10K, we did Kakamora, which are the little angry coconut guys from Moana. That was a fun one. That was one we made a few years ago. We tried to get a group costume theme going there, and we got a few people to come with us. It's a good time. On the half marathon, we had Stacy's sister Jenny, who you met on one of the previous vlogs a few years ago. So she came back, she ran the half marathon with us, and she brought her friend Janice. Janice is also our friend, but we call her Jenny's friend. But Janice was her first half marathon. Janice, you did great. I know you didn't like it. I know you thought you were holding everybody back. You did fantastic. We dressed as the 4 parrots from the Tiki Room. So the 4 parrot tiki birds from the Enchanted Tiki Room. And then on the full marathon, and the tiki birds were a new costume. For the full marathon, we re-wore, it is a group, and a crowd favorite. It's the old PhotoPass costumes. We've done that one a lot, just because the costumes are so perfect. They're so good. We actually get mistaken for real PhotoPass cast members when we wear these things. And it's so fun, right? Because we'll be running along and somebody will see us, right? Go past them, or they'll pass us, and they're like, "Aren't you supposed to be working?" Not realizing, right? It's a costume. It's so fun. It's a highlight. It's one of the most fun costumes to wear. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. Now, switching back to the topic of accountability, because that's really what this series is for. It's not what my whole channel is for. I really don't know yet what the whole channel is for. It's called It's the Journey, because the channel is a journey in and of itself. But in the spirit of accountability, I am going to commit to getting the Apple Fitness Challenge for the month. And I can commit to that because it's very attainable. Set goals that you can reach, people. And what it is, I don't exactly remember. So if I get it wrong, I'll put some text up here. If I get it right, I'll give you a thumbs up. But I have to close all 3 activity rings, or fitness rings rather, on the Apple app. 5 times? It might be 6. I'm flashing the number right now, how many times it is. I hope it's 5 or 6. Otherwise, I'm way off. So today, as I mentioned earlier, is June 2nd, It's going to be the first time of closing all 3 of my rings. So that's one less I have to do. But I need to get back to finishing this run, and then we'll close out. We'll say goodbye. Not goodbye. We'll say see you next time. And just like that, we're finished. 5 miles in. Okay, we've got 58 minutes, 40 seconds. Aggregate, that's just shy of 12 minutes per mile on the average. I'll take it. Not at all upset with that. So, we're back. We're gonna be accountable. We're gonna run next week, and the next week, and the next week, and so on, and so on, and so on. And hopefully, we get to see more of each other. We, find some new conversations to have, share some stories. I want to hear from you. If you're still with me, thank you. And if you're still with me, again, hit that button. All the buttons. Do the YouTubey things. I'm Jared. This is It's the Journey. Be a good human, regardless of what you do. Be a good human. And see you later, everybody.